How's it going, guys? I thought I'd do a video of the state of my collection and the stuff that I buy and like my philosophy on reselling and collecting. I am a reseller. I'm also a collector, and I'm also an investor, if that makes any sense. So I tend to invest in things that I like, and I'm a probably what you'd call a value buyer. So if I find something that I like that I can get a tremendous value on, I'll buy it. So this is kind of the stuff that I buy. As you can probably tell in my previous videos, look for video games, electronics, toys, watches, jewelry, gold and silver, all stuff that I'm interested in, all the stuff that I kind of collect, and stuff that I don't mind holding on to as an investment. So I just kind of go through the state of the collection here, kind of what I look for, what I buy. Over here is my video game area. I've sold a tremendous amount of video games the past 3 months because of the COVID-19. Probably a third of the collection is gone. Most of that was GameCube, Nintendo 64, PlayStation 1, a few Super Nintendo stuff that was boxed. A lot of stuff I have left are Super Nintendo and regular NES. That stuff really doesn't seem to be selling as quite as hot as the other stuff. But here's the collection. I do occasionally play, not as often as I used to. Have some Dreamcast stuff over there. Some of those games over there are worth $100 a piece or so. But all this stuff I've picked up through the years at garage sales, estate sales, church sales, and local auctions for next to nothing. Finding that stuff nowadays is pretty hard anymore. This is the setup to play and test games. In this cabinet, I kind of just have like a collection of stuff that I like. May or may not be for sale at some point. Just stuff that I like. There's a vintage cap gun back there, a stomper still in the package. A lot of die cast, 1/64th scale type stuff. I collect Lesney cars from the 60s, so I have a lot of that. I'll show you. Transformers, old robots from Japan from the 70s. Has some old soldiers back there that are die cast. Have quite a lot of slot cars kind of stashed throughout the basement here. And then some Lesney stuff in the box still. And then have some turntables over here. These are all tested. They all work. Two need belts, drive belts. Other than that, they're good to go. Again, all this stuff I picked up at estate sales and garage sales, local auctions for when I can find them at a good price, usually under $10. And generally these turntables are worth probably at least $100, some up to like $250 range. There's some other vintage toys I found just to keep as display. I keep a lot of my inventory on this shelf up here. None of the stuff is currently listed. I'm not really in a rush to sell it. I kind of like it. So all this stuff up here is basically paid for. I bought this stuff at a garage sale or auction, estate sale with a bunch of other stuff that have already sold, made a profit on. So all this stuff is, like I said, it's free inventory now. Over here have these 3 boxes are full of vintage Lesneys from the 60s and early 70s. Most of them are in very nice condition. These 3 cases are full of Redline Hot Wheels. Again, I bought for pennies on the dollar. this stack of stuff, a lot of the stuff is currently listed on eBay. And then just some more miscellaneous eBay inventory and stuff to be listed. That case right there, a tote, is full of He-Man. I think I showed a video about that. I bought almost all that at one sale. It was underneath the table. It was some kid's collection that the mom sold. And then just some miscellaneous stuff that's being stored to sometime at some point list. A lot of pellet guns, BB guns down there that are pistols. Back room, back here I don't have much. I have a couple guns up there that I bought at sales. The bottom one is actually a shotgun I got from my grandfather, so that will never be for sale. I'll be passed down to one of my two sons. I have a muzzleloader. I think I showed a video of that. I got that last summer. I only paid $50 for that at a private run estate sale. I think that muzzleloader new cost like $800. And then I have a rare Parker Brothers shotgun. It's missing the barrel. That's, I think, from early 1900s, and I'm not sure the value with that. It is pretty valuable though, and I paid $20 for that at a local professionally run estate sale. So I just have some other miscellaneous stuff that eventually will be for sale. I do very well with motorcycle helmets. Usually you can pick those up for under $10, and I've sold one helmet for $2,000. So be on the lookout for vintage motorcycle helmets. I've told you guys before about those. I have a tremendous amount of sterling silver, some plated, I found throughout the years. I probably have enough to fill a garbage can. Just I have it stashed all up around the house. Again, a lot of the stuff you can pick up for only a couple dollars at an estate sale or a church sale. Unfortunately, a lot of that stuff down there is weighted, so it's not pure sterling. It is weighted, but still has quite a lot of value. I showed in a previous video a long time ago about my Star Wars collection. I've picked this stuff up through the past probably 8 or 9 years, and probably 90% of it came in 3 lots. I bought a big lot at a garage sale, and the funny story with that is the garage sale, by the time I went there, it was like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and she'd been open since 9 and had tons of Star Wars and a lot of 1970s Japanese robots, and she told me she sold hardly any of it. So I basically made her a deal, and I bought all the toys she had. So I sold the robots as a profit, and then some of the Star Wars and all the Star Wars I wanted to keep, I kept for nothing. They cost me nothing after I sold the other stuff. Another big part of this stuff came from a online auction that was local. Again, the auction company did a very poor job of promoting the listing. They basically had a large box. They took a picture of over the top of it. You only could see a couple Star Wars figures and a couple vehicles. I took a chance on it, and I think I paid like $80 for the entire box, and it had thousands upon thousands of dollars worth of Star Wars figures in it. And then the other big portion of these came from Facebook. Early morning on a Sunday, I saw a listing and responded to it, and paid like $120 for another big box of Star Wars and G.I. Joe stuff. So again, like I said, all this stuff is free from buying lots and selling portions of the collection I bought, and then keeping the other stuff for my personal collection. A lot of stuff I sold were parts, pieces of ships and such, and so that's how I came across all this stuff. So all the figures here, they do all have weapons. I don't have them displayed with the figures. As you can see, I have figures everywhere. Some standing up there. There's figures in these cases here. And then all the weapons and stuff and extra weapons are in this box. There's probably $3,000 worth of just plastic weapons in this box alone. You know, as you guys probably know, the weapons are worth more than the figures, more times than not. I picked up this cool Pioneer SX 650. I got that at a storage unit sale. Basically, the lady broke up with her boyfriend. She had to get rid of the storage unit. I bought this and a bunch of records from her, and I sold the records, and this ended up being free. So that's in my personal collection, another free item. Like I said, all the Star Wars stuff I kept is the best condition stuff. So all these die casts from the early 70s are in mint condition. Like I said, I only kept the best stuff. So they're all complete, all have their accessories. Most of the vehicles down here are complete and they all work. Another kind of interesting item is this Chuck Yeager plane. Got that at an online auction locally. Chuck Yeager autograph plane. I think this is the plane he used to break the sound barrier. Last time I looked up one of these, it was like $200 or $300, and I think I paid like $50 for it. So it was a good pickup. And then just some more miscellaneous stuff. I'll give you guys a quick tour of the garage and of the loft area. And this is the going down into the basement. Like I told you guys, I collect a lot of Lesney stuff. The lighting isn't very good down here. The light up here is out. But to try and change that light, it's going to be a challenge. I'm afraid to fall down the stairs and break my neck. So it's been gone out for like 2 years. I haven't got around to replacing it yet. But these are some more of the Lesneys. As you guys can see, I have lots and lots of Lesneys. And like I said, most of these I bought in lots with other toys that I've already sold, and basically got to keep these for free. So again, like I told you guys, I'm a value buyer. So if I buy something I like, I get it for really cheap, and goes in my collection as a part of my collection, also like as an investment. And this is the garage. I keep some more stuff out here that I collect or for resale. Most of the stuff I'm in no rush to sell. Like I said, we only have a 2-car garage, and we can fit both our vehicles in here, and I have a full-size truck. So I'm not tremendously, like I said, a hoarder. So I still have plenty of room. Just some, like I said, miscellaneous stuff I kind of like. Old gas cans, old advertising. Some more old cans, like old bicycles. I wish I had more room to buy more. There's a Schwinn that I got last year. And then my Kuwahara is hanging up there. And a lot of my boxes I use for storage I keep out here. So again, just a 2-car garage, not overflowing with stuff. Have some old Tonkas up here and some true scale vehicles and some old advertising tins. So I'll show you the last part upstairs. Okay, I'm upstairs now. As you can see throughout the living room, all the antique vintage stuff is that's how we kind of decorate the house. And everything was purchased at estate sales, garage sales, auctions, in barns, what have you. So I'm upstairs in the loft, and this is where I shoot probably 90% of my videos. So again, all this stuff up here is decorated with vintage stuff I found throughout the years. That was one of my favorite purchases this year so far. Besides that, I found that triple date watch. This is probably number 2, this vintage fireboat. And I do most of my videos at this table right here. Had the PlayStation 1 viewer there I've used to test some games recently. The watches I posted. And all this stuff is vintage stuff I've bought and just use as decoration. Do a lot of my shipping up here. So in the corner here I have some shipping supplies, just needs to be organized a little bit better. And some miscellaneous inventory. A lot of this stuff is probably going to go to a local auction. And then have a stand-up arcade we got a while back. So this is kind of the state of the collection, my philosophy on buying and selling and investing. I've done this for a number of years. I think one of the first items I can recall to buy as an investment, I was probably 11 or 12 years old. Down in the basement, you saw that Mickey Mantle baseball card. That was one of the first things I bought as an investment, something I liked and have been collecting ever since. I primarily dealt with sports cards from probably high school up until my late 20s. I sold baseball cards, collectibles, at card shows, online on eBay. I've been a member on eBay since 1998. Once that market died, probably the last 15, 12 years, I've switched to toys, collectibles, video games, stuff like that. And probably the past 10 years, I got into vintage watches and jewelry and gold and silver. So just like to give you guys an update. Like I said, not much else is going on. I kind of share my collection, my philosophy, and have a good day. Thanks.